Good afternoon. I think it's been a little while since I've done a video just because I've been insanely busy with all kinds of things. But most excitingly, recently I went to New York and saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child parts 1 and 2, and I took my son, and it was amazing. I drank some Coney Island IPA or something like that while I was there, and it was, okay. But I found a couple of Scotch ales on Tavour last month, and I got excited about that, and I hadn't ordered from them for a while, and so I ordered some beer, which just arrived today. And so I got a couple of I think I got a couple IPAs and a couple of Scotch ales. So those are the things you have to look forward to. No, this isn't even an IPA. This is a stout. I got an IPA, a stout, and a couple of Scotch ales. So this is Lafayette, no, I'm sorry, Odd 13 Brewing Company in Lafayette, Colorado. And it's a stout. It's called Coal Miner's Cousin. You can check it out. It has interesting can art going on. Coal miner in there with his pickaxe. And some information about this beer. So it comes in at 6% alcohol by volume. And it says Coal Miner's Cousin is a stout brewed with flaked oats and a variety of English malts. Subtle hopping with East Kent Golding round out the smooth, delicate flavor profile. So, stouts are good in general, but stouts made with English hops are probably going to be, I'm looking forward to. I really like English hops a lot. I prefer English IPAs to American IPAs, generally speaking. I like that kind of peaty, earthy hop flavor. So I'm excited to give this a try. Also, that flaky flaked oats will help make it nice and smooth. So let's check out this beer. Smell-wise, also super important. In honor of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, here is my Slytherin cup. Thanks, Jack, for bringing this back from York. Let's get down to business. All right, so smell-wise, nice, deep, roasty kind of coffee smell going on here. Lots of toasted malt in here. It poured a little bit heady, but it doesn't look like it's terribly carbonated. And so I think it's going to be a nice kind of smooth, inky, not even inky, velvety beer. So let's give it a look. No, actually, no light is coming through this thing at all. It's overcast outside, but even if I have it in front of my ceiling lights here, no light's coming through here. Cheers, let's have a taste. Oh. Wow. Oftentimes stouts have a very, I want to call it an acrid, kind of French roast burnt flavor to them. Very intense flavor, which is plenty enough enjoyable. But this is like one step down from that. Like, you can taste all of that in the background, but it has this nice, like, not bright. I can't even think of the flavor or the word I'm trying to think of. It's almost sweet, like I can feel it on my lips after I take a drink, but it's not sticky. Wow, this beer is really, really drinkable. Wow, it's like, my mouth is kind of watering from this flavor. It's juicy. It's roasty, but like deeply roasty, but not acrid French roast burnt over toasted. You know, it's like toasted malts. This is how I would like. This is probably my favorite flavor profile out of a stout. I like Guinness a lot. There's a lot of things that people have to say about that, but let's not get into that now. But one of the reasons I like Guinness is it's not acrid. It even almost tastes sour. And I think that they mix in soured porter or something like that to make that kind of flavor. This is similar-ish in that it's not acrid, but it has like a more like robust, multi-layered flavor going on. Wow, just a really, really good beer. It's nice, thick mouthfeel. It's not terribly carbonated, but it has just like a little kiss of carbonation. And it's just a really great beer. I want to say that this has probably made it to my list. It has definitely made it to my list of favorite beers, and is quite possibly my favorite stout that I've had. My favorite flavored stout is Campfire Stout because, boy, man, that stuff is good. But this is a really, really great beer. I also noticed that it has this independent Brewers Association independent craft brew label on it. There's a big push to label beers that are independent craft brew. Can you even see that? Lighting sucks. There it is. There is a push to label craft brews so that way you don't, so that way consumers are aware when they pick up a beer that might be a smaller label or a sub-brewery, but is actually owned by a larger corporation, brewer corporation. So it's nice to kind of see that labeling, because if that's what you're looking for, then it's easy to find. But also, if it's not what you're looking for and you just grabbed it because you like the style or you like the artwork or whatever, then it calls out to you that this is in fact an independent craft brewery that put this out. And so cheers to the craft brew movement. You guys are putting out some great stuff. And Tavour is such a great way to explore things outside of my distribution region. Here in Northern California, we get a lot of stuff, but I feel like, with all these friends I have in different areas, Cincinnati, Rajay in Cincinnati, holy smokes, he has some great beers that he's getting his hands on. And then even down in the South, and up in New York, there's a lot of really great breweries that are happening. I mean, really everywhere. Colorado, boom, all these beers that are coming out of Colorado, and this is a great example. But you're kind of limited at stores to what is available through your distributors, through the stores, distributors, and distributors that are licensed, I suppose, to work in this area. And so Tavour is great. If you haven't checked it out, please do. I'll try to remember to put a link to maybe Savings or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, check out Tavour. It's an app, but also a web. I think they send you emails, and they just tell you what beers they have available, and then they put them away into a box and ship them to you at the end of the month. And it's really very great. Decent prices. They have a lot of really interesting beers. I've tried so many great things using Tavour, and so I highly recommend them. So anyway, now I've kind of fallen down the Tavour fan club hole. Sorry about that. The gist of the situation is that this Odd 13 Coal Miner's Cousin Stout is phenomenal. I definitely recommend it. So give it a looky, give it a taste when you get the opportunity. You won't be disappointed. 6% alcohol by volume. Odd 13 Brewing out of Lafayette, Colorado. And cheers to the craft brew, independent craft breweries of the world. So cool. All of that aside, if this is a beer that you've had, share with me. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Did you love it? How did it compare to stouts that you've had and some of your favorite stouts? If you're the kind of person that prefers that acrid French roast coffee kind of flavor, how did this measure up according to your standards? I'd love to hear that. So thank you so much for watching. and have a good evening.